Finance Committee meeting to order.
Jefferson's.
Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on claims.
Claims this evening are $678,348.61. Detail is available on the website and at the city clerk's office.
Move to approve the claims.
Second.
Got a motion second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on regular and temporary operators licenses.
Tonight you're being asked for recommendation for approval for operators licenses for the period of March 27th, 2018 to June 30th, 2019 to Matthew Weiss, Chantil Reardon, Lisa Duran, Jennifer Gutting, and Carrie LaFlex, and temporary operators licenses to Robert Mueller and Dustin Danielson.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on temporary picnic licenses for Hudson Hockey Association for April 20th to 22nd, 2018.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on change of agent for Cushy Investment to doing business as Northland Liquor.
I move to approve. Is there any reason not to?
There's no issues, right, Jen?
No issues.
Yep.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on filling of available patrol positions.
Jeff is here. I laid out the openings that we'll be having due to approved positions and shifting between the levels, patrol officers to sergeant, sergeants to lieutenant, lieutenant to chief. So by the end of all this, there'll be 4 positions available.
Correct.
And the PFC is working on developing the eligibility list for that.
Yes, which should be available beginning of April.
Yeah. They're doing
First week of
interviews.
April, by the end of the first week of April, and then by the time we do background and psychological testing, probably the end of April, beginning of May, before we even fill any of these positions, including the 2 new ones. So I'm just asking for approval up front, so when they come available, I can get moving.
So how many total are you looking for?
4.
There'll be a total of
3
4.
patrol and 1 sergeant?
No.
Well, you have the extra sergeant, the new sergeant position from this year, and then the new patrol officer position from this year. And then with Marty's retirement, I take his place, a sergeant takes my place, a patrol officer fills that sergeant spot, backfill with another patrol officer, so on and so forth. And then with Officer Rankin retiring at the end of April, that'll open up another patrol officer spot.
So it's actually 4 patrol positions.
Right.
And they're all included in the budget, so.
Yeah.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Everybody's
Everybody's
moving and seconding. You got it? All right.
people.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on use of squad equipment account to equip new squad cars.
So we do capital outlay of $85,000 for the purchase and build of 2 squad cars, generally every year. With this year, the squad car that we were going to replace doesn't have any equipment in it. It's a SRO car, and we're getting 2 this year. So I can only transfer, essentially I can only transfer equipment from one of the cars. So I have to buy a new cage, new push bumpers, new radio, a new camera, new all that kind of stuff, which totals about $94,000 with the purchase and the build of the 2 cars, plus the build of the lighting and the siren equipment for the 2 new lease vehicles for this year. So I'm going to have to find money somewhere, and we have that squad equipment account. Makes sense to use that money instead of asking you all for more.
Okay.
What was the total amount, Jeff?
I have $94,926, about $95,000.
So, but there's 85 budgeted.
There's 85 budgeted, and we have over 18 in that account.
Right. So it's a difference of about $10,000.
So I
That
probably
need to take out of the equipment account.
I'll probably have to use about $10,000 of that squad equipment account. Which is when we sell squad cars, when we take them out of service and auction them, that's the money from that goes into that squad equipment account. So if we need to replace expensive equipment, we kind of have that account to do it.
So you've got all the money.
Yes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Jeff, and if, sorry, in the future, can you make sure you have the numbers on the issue sheet? There's no numbers on there, so,
Oh, I could do that.
unless I've got an old one, but
No,
thanks.
no.
Thanks.
Got a motion and second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action, thank you, Chief. Discussion and possible action on entering into inspection contract with Maelstrom Inspections. David?
Good evening. We've entered into similar contracts with other agencies in the past. You know, essentially, this assures us some support when Rhett or myself are gone on vacation. This, however, is the first time we've entered into a contract with Maelstrom Inspections. It's a fairly new agency, but I've done my homework on the company, and they get good marks from the city of New Richmond, who they currently work with part-time. So I'm recommending that we enter into a contract with Maelstrom Inspections for 2 years. They've already provided the necessary insurance that we're looking for.
Have you determined that their fee is reasonable?
It's just the same fee structure that we've used with Alcra Inspections.
And they're just too busy?
They are too busy. Yeah. You know, we have a tendency to use their services in the heat of the summer, and everybody seems to be busy right now.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Discussion possible action on ambulance remount. Brandon?
Good evening.
Evening.
As part of our capital replacement for this year, we had budgeted for an ambulance remount. Rather than replacing the entire ambulance, we went with the more cost-effective option of buying a new chassis, and we reused the box that we currently have. It went through EMS Commission. They recommend approving up to $106,000, and it is in our budget for this year.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Actually, I do have a question. I do have a question. Brandon, you know, there's some uncertainty about some of our partners, as you know from our discussions. What happens if one of those partners leaves, like the town of Hudson? This is for the third ambulance?
Correct.
Would we need to have the third ambulance?
Well, you would, because of when a vehicle goes in for maintenance and issues like that, we need to have that on the schedule.
But right now, we can't fill the positions for 2 ambulances.
Right, and in the last month, we've had that third truck out 3 different times, so there is a need.
But I mean, if the runs would go down if the town of Hudson was not in our program, right?
Yes.
So would we really need to have 3 ambulances if we have that fewer runs?
If we continue to offer the same services, yes. Because you still need to have the ability to provide a minimum of 2, and if one goes down, you still can't. You can't just...
You could call in another service to
right.
cover that.
You have to rely on that for the downtime.
Have you figured out what the cost of having the remount is versus losing a run or having another service come in to cover it?
It would depend on how many calls. It would vary on, how long we were down for.
Now, I think it was last year was the third ambulance was used once a week, roughly, 50 runs.
Roughly, yeah.
Maybe it'd be good at some point to do a dollar cost analysis on whether that third ambulance it's necessary to do that.
And the other part of it is having the vehicles on a replacement cycle, so we're not getting to the point where one's got a lot of miles. The recommended age is 5 years or 100,000 miles. The unit we're replacing is 8 years old, has 130,000 on it.
No, I understand that, Brandon. I'm just saying, if things change, we might not need to have 3 ambulances in our service. Just a thought.
So you guys approved it at the EMS commission. Did this not come up, or did you talk about it there?
Yeah, I don't know if was that at the last meeting?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was not there. I had a hearing in
I got
St.
you.
Paul.
Yep. So,
That's why I'm asking these questions.
Okay, anybody else? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
thank you.
Thanks, Brandon. Discussion possible action on streetlight poles for the 2018 streetlight replacement project. Hey, Tom.
Good evening. Seems like everyone's asking for money tonight. Maybe I can be closer to the first part of the agenda, so in case we run out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, gosh. Well, this evening, I'd like to request that we utilize some of our 2018 capital monies for light pole replacements. This has been an ongoing project for several years. We've done downtown, Crestview, Cooley, Carmichael, and this year we'll be working on stage line. The ones that we're replacing are painted steel ones that have been rusting from the inside out, and we need to replace them. So this year we have $50,000 in this fund. It should be enough to do about 22 light poles, which is about a third of the stretch from Carmichael up to Old Highway 30 or Highway 35. So portion of this request is to purchase the light poles from TAPCO for a total amount of $26,114.
Wasn't this discussed at Public Works, John?
We didn't talk about it at the last meeting, no.
But it is in the capital budget, right?
It is,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Is it dedicated funds?
We've been regularly working on the poles
So there's-
for years now.
There's 50,000 in there, so right now it's 26,1.
I think we approved it in the overall budget during the budget cycle, yeah.
Yeah, I'll move to approve the purchase in the total amount of $26,114 for 22 streetlights.
We were hoping for more. I don't know, for some reason they went up about $250 per pole this year. I don't know.
That's just what's in the sheet here, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that last year
We're hoping to get more.
the poles went up $250 from last year.
Understood. You're hoping to get more streetlights, not we're hoping to get more money.
Yeah, we were hoping to get a few more, yes. And then the remaining of this $50,000 will go toward the installation of the light poles.
I'll second your motion.
Okay, got a motion second. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Thanks, Tom. Thank you. Discussion possible action on 2017 fourth quarter financial report.
Just presenting this, Brenda prepared this, so
I only had one question about the council contingency, if you could answer that.
I can try.
That should be back up to,
This is what is budgeted every year. So you budgeted 60,000 and then
Right.
you take it out. And then every year, then you put another 60,000.
so there isn't, what's the balance now?
So this, whatever was balanced in there would just go back in the general fund. Every year we budget. So you have 60 again for 2018.
Is it plus what was left over?
No,
Okay.
this money just slides back into if it's not all spent, it slides back into the undesignated surplus or
Okay,
fund balance.
so we're back to 60.
You're back to 60, but theoretically, if things came up, something came up,
Sure.
you can use, money from prior year's contingency that wasn't spent, so.
Good, thank you.
Yep. Good. I knew the answer. That's exciting.
Okay? Anybody?
I'll move to approve the quarterly financial report.
Second?
Got a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. I don't have anything for future agendas. Anybody? Anything?
No, sir.
Motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Stand adjourned. Thanks.